All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to peel back the metal, decode the invisible architecture that actually brings a modern robot to life. We're going to figure out how a robot really thinks.
And, the answer might actually surprise you. It's not some single, all-powerful brain. Nope. Instead, it's a stack, a hierarchy of interconnected layers. Each one has a very specific, absolutely crucial job to do. And if you get just one layer wrong, the whole thing can just fall apart.
So let's dive right in. I think the best way to really get this is to build this robotic spine in our heads, We're going to build it from the ground up, starting with the most fundamental, the most non-negotiable layer of them all.
All right, Section 1. This is all about the foundations. We're talking about the layers that let a robot physically exist, move reliably, and perceive its own body in the real world. I mean, without this stuff, nothing else is even possible. So we start at level 0. And I love this, the source calls it the tyrant layer. Why? Because it always wins. An AI can't just tell a robot arm to teleport or, ignore inertia. It has to plan within the rules of physics. You just can't fight them. Okay, so building on top of physics, we get to the hardware control layer. Think of this like the robot's muscles and its spinal reflexes. It's handling these super low-level commands like go to position 2048 at just incredible speeds. We're talking hundreds of times a second. That's way faster than the high-level AI can even. And here's the key takeaway. This is really important. The AI isn't sending raw power to the motors. No, it's sending intent to these stable, low-level hardware controllers. All that incredible AI intelligence, it's completely wasted if this foundational layer is shaky. You just get jerky motion, maybe even overheat it.
Which naturally brings us to a supercritical question. Before a robot can do anything intelligent, it first has to answer, where am I right now? It needs a perfect sense of self, and that leads us to the next layer, which is all about the robot's own body awareness.
And this is its state. It's a perfect, synchronized snapshot of absolutely everything. Where its joints are, how fast they're moving, what the camera sees. And let's be clear, this isn't learning or intelligence yet. Not at all. It's pure self-awareness. And if this state is wrong, well, any attempt at learning is pretty much doomed from the start. Okay, so the robot knows where it is. Great. But for decades, telling it how to move effectively, that was the real challenge. The early approaches, what we call classical robotics, it involved painstakingly programming every single tiny movement. It was so brittle, so slow, and it just couldn't handle any surprises. This whole problem is what led to a revolutionary turning point. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. The old way, the classical way, was all step-based. It was like, where am I? Okay, take one tiny step. Okay, now where am I? This constant checking and rechecking led to that jittery, overcorrecting motion you'd see. But modern robots, they think in fluid sequences, or what we call chunks of movement. It's a whole different ballgame. And this revolutionary idea is called Action Chunking Transformer. The core idea is that movement is a complete sequence, not just some jerky reflex. And get this, it uses transformer AI models. Yep, the exact same kind that power large language models. Why? Because those models are absolute experts at understanding sequence. So instead of thinking one tiny step at a time, ACT plans an entire meaningful motion, a whole chunk of actions all at once. It's this commitment to a sequence that gives the robot that smooth, confident, almost human-like quality in its movements. It's a game changer. So, okay, we have intelligent motion. That is a huge leap forward. But how do we connect that awesome motion to what the robot actually sees, and to the goals we give it? Well, for that, we have to move up the stack.
And this is exactly where VLAs come in. That stands for Vision Language Action Models. These are what add that crucial layer of semantics, of meaning. A VLA is basically answering the question, okay, based on what I'm seeing right now and the command I was just given, what's the right action chunk to execute?
Now, what's really important to get here is that ACT isn't some separate module that the VLA talks to. No, it's actually built inside the VLA model. So the VLA uses a vision encoder to understand the scene, it uses a language token for the command, and then its internal ACT component, what they call the action head, is what actually executes that smooth, chunked movement. All right, let's climb to the final layers of our robotic spine. This is where we see how this whole thing comes together to create a machine that's not just intelligent, but is actually useful for completing complex, real-world tasks. Now, this is a layer that a lot of explanations just totally miss: skills. You can think of these as a vocabulary of reliable movements, all built from those action chunks we just talked about. So by bundling motions into these reusable skills, like pick, place, or push, we can start to build much longer, much more complex, and way more reliable behaviors.
And then, right at the very top, you've got the robot's manager. This is the agent logic. This is the layer that reasons about the overall task. So, for example, if a pick skill fails because the object slips, this is the layer that decides to realign the arm and try again. That kind of error correction and recovery, that's not XT's job at all. It's all handled by this high-level agent logic.
And this, right here, gets to the absolute core philosophy of this entire hierarchy. When you see robots fail, it's often not because the AI is weak or dumb, it's because the layers were mixed up incorrectly. Trying to make one layer do the job of another, well, that's just a recipe for disaster. The real power, the real secret, comes from respecting the job of each and every layer.
So here it is, the complete robotic spine, the whole map of the stack we've just built. Let's just run through it real quick. At the very bottom, you have the undeniable laws of physics. Building on that, we have the rock-solid hardware control, the robot's reflexes. That stable base lets us get an accurate state representation so it knows where it is. From there, we've moved past the old, brittle classical robotics and simple imitation learning to the huge breakthrough of action chunking for that fluid motion. And that action component? It gets bundled right into a VLA, which connects vision and tasks to those actions, forming a policy for what to do. These policies then power a library of reusable skills. And all of that, the whole shebang, is managed by the top-level task and agent logic. See how it all fits? Each layer builds on the one before it, creating this incredibly stable and capable system.
You know, understanding this structure isn't just some fascinating engineering lesson. It's really the blueprint for building capable, reliable robots. It's the key to unlocking the future of what these machines can do for all of us. Which leaves us with the real question, right? Now that we know how to build the mind, what goals should you give it?
When you need real answers, not random tutorials, mentor expert is your shortcut. Get private, expert-level tech mentorship tailored exactly to your goals. One session can change everything.